Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. For today's video, I have 5 really easy last minute Halloween makeup tutorials. I look really rough because I'm about to do my last couple of Halloween looks for 31 days of Halloween over on my Instagram. If you're interested, I'll have my Instagram link down below. Go follow me there. I did 31 days. I have a couple more looks to do and then I'm done, but I'm really sad because I don't want this to come to an end. Anyway, these are 5 really simple looks that you could do if you just are stumped on what you want to do for this Halloween. Halloween's on a Sunday this year, so like a lot of people are going to be celebrating over this weekend. So hopefully you guys have a costume picked out, but this is just really simple makeup that you can do using your normal makeup, either felt tip liners, cream pot liners, gel liners, or even some really cheap dollar store paint you can use. I did end up using a couple of my Mehron paints for a couple of the looks because that's the only option I had, but I'm sure whatever you find at Dollar Tree or even Spirit Halloween, Party City, that kind of thing will work as well. And yeah, this is going to be a voiceover style video just because I cannot sit here and talk to you while doing my makeup this creatively. I'm sorry, I just can't. Before we get into it, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. I do tons of videos like this. I am such a creative person. I love doing this kind of makeup. Halloween's my favorite time of year. I'm so sad it's coming to an end, but the creativity will not end because I just want to continue my creative process over on Instagram and maybe sometimes on YouTube as well, even after, because this has been such a fun month for me. It's just always a ton of fun to do all this. I've also really gotten into TikTok again lately, so go check me out there as well. But anyway, if you want to see the 5 looks that I came up with that are easy last minute Halloween looks, then just keep on watching. Starting off this really simple skull look by doing my brows. I'm using some brow wax just to shape my brows, and then I'm going in with my NYX micro brow pencil. I'm also setting my brows in place using the brow glue, just my normal brow routine for this look. I'm also doing my pretty normal base routine. I'm priming with the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and then I'm going to go in with the Rare Beauty foundation. Now this is a foundation that's very light on me. I recommend using as light shade as you can possibly find because as a skull you want to look kind of like more pale than the rest of your body, right? Now I'm taking the Makeup Revolution concealer. I took a white shade as well just to like make myself even more pale, and I'm setting that using my Coty Airspun powder. I'm setting my entire face with that because you just want to be as set as possible. Priming my lids as well, and now going in with eyeshadow. For this eyeshadow look, I went in with the Morphe 35F palette, and I first started with a light brown shade, then I went in with a dark brown shade, and then I'll go in with a black, and I just kind of did a very simple kind of smoky eye because that's what you want your skull to look like. Instead of doing like the entire black eyeball, you're just gonna do a black smoky eye. I'm also lining my waterline with a black eyeliner for an extreme smoky effect. Now I'm taking my Inglot gel liner and I'm starting to outline the skull. What you want to do is draw like a curved line. This is a very simple skull design. And then for the nose, you want to draw another little curved line with a point at the top. I did like 3 or 4 little points because I wanted it to be like different than the standard skeleton nose or the skull nose. As you guys know, it's just a much more simpler design if you just do the 2 little points. I'm just drawing in the forehead and doing some shading with some black eyeshadow, and then I also go in with some brown eyeshadow just to make it a little bit different and blend everything out nicely. Oh, I did forget to mention that I did set all of the areas that I used the liner first, and then I'm doing the same thing on the nose with the shading, the outer parts with the brown, and I'm also adding some more shading to my eyebrows and the like hollow point of my eyes. For the mouth, you just want to take a really fine brush tip and use that same gel liner and just create the lines. When you smile, that's where you want to create the lines, and then start drawing in the little teeth. It doesn't have to be perfect, to be honest. Like, I did not spend a lot of time on this. In fact, some of them did not look perfect at all. I tried to also make them in line with my teeth because that's the easiest way for me to look at it. And yeah, it just can be pretty messy. It doesn't have to be perfect. You could totally leave it like this and call it a day, but I did want to do the same thing on the neck with the black gel liner and then the shadows as well. Now just adding some mascara. You can totally add some false lashes if you want. Enjoy my faces while doing my bottom mascara. And this is the final skull look. Next up, we have this simple cartoon pop art look. I'm starting by doing my normal foundation routine. So I took the Morphe Luminous foundation, which I really love, and I'm using a sponge to blend that everywhere. Then I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Concealer, and I'm also using that as an eyeshadow primer. Just went ahead and set the concealer because I just need to do that, otherwise the concealer goes away. And now I'm just bronzing up the skin using my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer, which I really love. Also going in with this Essence blush just to give the cheeks some more pink, and then the Glamlight Michaela highlighter, just putting that on the high points of my face. Now I'm just outlining the area of the face where I want the mask to be. So just kind of creating these little squiggles. It's very simple to do, and I just like outlining it because it gives me a reference of how it's gonna go, which actually comes in handy later on when I'm doing some shading on the outside. Taking my Morphe James Charles palette, I'm taking a mid-tone brown and a blue on the lower lash line. I'm just taking black eyeshadow on my eyebrows. This is a little less harsh than using like a straight up liner, but pop art usually just has the eyebrows just outlined in black, which I just didn't want to do. Now I'm just doing some shading on the outer part of the mask so it looks more 3D and realistic. So starting with a dark brown and then blending that out with like a medium tone brown, and then adding white to the peaks will just give it more dimension. Adding black eyeshadow to the peaks, creating a triangle and blending that out to add more dimension to the mask as well. Using white eyeliner to just highlight the peaks as well will also give it more dimension. I'm basically just adding them all together. Now I'm doing my eyes and I'm creating a liner. The first liner I used was actually dried out, and the second liner isn't ideal for this. I just didn't have another one. This eyeliner was just a little too liquidy for my liking, and it just kind of slipped and slid everywhere and wasn't as precise. It's the Bite Beauty liner, which is a great eyeliner, just wasn't great for this situation in particular. Now I'm taking some cream paint and creating dots with the end of my paintbrush, which is the best way to get a precise dot, by the way. Just highlighting my nose with that same cream paint and doing the same thing on my chest to just create another level of like artisticness, I guess. I'm creating these red dots everywhere, and then I also go in with the white as well to create highlight. Just adding a red lipstick, and then I'm gonna highlight using the same white cream eyeshadow, and then I'm outlining with the liner, which didn't work out so well, but just adding some other accents with the liner, and that's the final pop art look. Next, I'm going to show you how to create this mermaid skull look. First, I'm doing my eyebrows in the way I normally do, taking the NYX brow glue and then the Benefit Precisely My Brow. And then I'm going to go in with primer. I'm using the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and then I'm going to go in with foundation like normal. This is the Makeup Forever Reboot Foundation, which I've been loving. It's a very nice light coverage, but just kind of evening out my skin tone, even though it's a little dark for me right now. Going in with concealer as well. This is the One Size Concealer. It's all a little dark on me, but I'm usually a little bit more tan than I have been. Now I'm just setting pretty much my entire face with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder. Okay, in order to get the mermaid scale look, you have to use some fishnet stockings. I'm using the P. Louise bases, which in hindsight is not the best idea. I just like these colors because they were a little bit more pastel, more like what I was looking for. So I first went in with the purple as like the contour shade, I guess, if you would, and then the pink as the blush. Then I'm going in with a mint shade and then a blue shade on the forehead. Honestly, if I could go back in time, I would use a paint with a thicker consistency because this just wasn't thick enough to go through the fishnets. As in, I kind of left some gaps, and when I took off the fishnets, it didn't look like entirely complete. I recommend going in with something a little thicker. Like, it looks okay, and I'm like not mad at it, but I would have done it differently. Honestly, don't be afraid of the fishnets. You just have to keep going. Even when you think you're done, just continue adding some paint until you think you can't anymore. Now I'm just using the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles palette, using the green and the mint shade, just like I used in the P. Louise bases. And then purple and pink on the lower lash line. This palette was perfect for this, honestly. I just wanted to create like something similar to what I had. Now I'm just highlighting using the ABH Moonchild palette, highlighter palette. I'm taking a purple paint. I believe this is a Mayron purple paint, but you could take whatever even eyeshadow you have in your collection and it should work as long as it's a darker purple. I'm creating the skull look. Honestly, you can not do this part. If you don't want to do the skull and just create a mermaid look, that's totally fine. And I'm doing the same thing on the nose, like the normal skull nose, and I added a shimmer shade on the nose because I just wanted it to be a little extra like that. And now I'm just adding some purple to my brows, and I also added the same glitter I added on my nose there. Now I'm just drawing a line as the mouth for the skull situation, so you can use the same purple eyeshadow or paint or whatever you have in your collection and creating the teeth just like I did in the skull look for this video, the first one. And then I'm just going to put some gems there. Now you don't have to do that, that's totally optional, and this is the final mermaid skull look. Next is this ghost face knife look. Now trust me, this is easier than it looks. I'm just going to go ahead and cover my brow using a glue stick. I set that with setting powder, and then I went in with concealer. I'm also just going to go ahead and outline where the knife is going to be. I'm also outlining where like the eye is for like actual ghost face, and the mouth as well as the nose, so I know what not to paint white. Now I'm just taking the Mehron white paint. You can use whatever you have in your collection because it's not that big of an area that we're going to be painting white. And I'm just going to paint whatever I didn't outline honestly white. This doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to set it also, but I didn't show that part. But do set it with a setting powder. And now I'm just painting the eye black, the nose as well, and then the mouth. And also setting that with black eyeshadow. Always set, even if it's a water activated paint, it doesn't matter, just set everything. It just makes it look much more crisp and detailed if you do that. Now I'm just adding some details with white and black paint. I'm just kind of adding like his little eyebrow area or like where his face starts, and just kind of, you know, the details are what makes a look really come to life. And I'm also taking some black eyeshadow and just filling in some shadows that I want. Now it's time to focus on the rest of the face. I'm priming with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and then I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows with the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. Then I'm just going to set my brow using the brow glue as well, like normal. And now I'm just priming my lids for eyeshadow. I'm using the BPERFECT ANTIDOTE palette, and I'm taking a burgundy shade and just blending that all throughout the crease. And then I'm going to deepen it with like a more plum shade. Then I'm taking a rose gold shimmer shade on the lid. I'm also taking the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation on the rest of my face. I'm also doing my normal concealer. This is the normal base routine, that one that I did on the last video as well. And I'm taking the same eyeshadow shades I took in my crease on my lower lash line as well, just to make it nice and even. I'm also taking a nice inner corner highlight shade and contouring my face like normal. For blush, I'm taking the Moon Prism palette from Lunar Beauty. I love this palette so much, and I just wanted like a nice heavy blush. And then I'm taking a nice highlighter from Laura Lee Los Angeles. This lip combo is the lip combo that I talked about in my September favorites. So it's a bunch of like lip products, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you what they are. So if you want to know the exact details, check out that video. Now I'm just going to glue the knife handle that I made out of cardboard, by the way. Super easy to do. I didn't show it, but like just take a cardboard box, honestly. And I use spirit gum to kind of stick it to my face because I'm allergic to latex, so I couldn't use latex. And then I'm taking a red paint and just kind of drawing some blood-ish areas, I guess. And then I take the Mehron fake blood as well, and now I'm doing some blood splatter, which is easily done by saturating your paintbrush in a bunch of paint. And this is the final Scream ghost face look. This last look is a split angel double look, which is so cute. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows like normal. So I'm taking the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. And today I set my brows with the Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter, which I really love. I kind of interchange between a bunch of brow gels. It really doesn't matter. Depends on the day, depends on my mood. And now I'm gonna go ahead and prime my face using the NYX Marshmallow Primer. For foundation for this look, I'm using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation. Ignore that black spot you see on my sponge. I actually do get it on my face at some point and I had to wipe it off. I did not show it in the footage though. And now I'm going in with the One Size concealer as well. I'm blending that in with the sponge. I don't know why I still have a dirty sponge there, but I should have cleaned it off. And then I'm just going to set my concealer with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Loose Setting Powder. And again, I'm just doing my normal contour routine, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless contour bronzer thing. And then I'm going to take the Essence Mosaic blush because I wanted a really nice and pink blush for this look. And then I'm going to take the Glam Light and Michaela highlighter just to add some highlight. And again, normal base routine. Now I'm taking my cream paints, which you can get on Amazon. They're really affordable. And this is the only white cream paint that I have, but you can use, like, if you have the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil, that'll work too. And I'm creating this eyeshadow look. It was just the easiest way to get my eyeshadow to be white. And of course you have to set it with white eyeshadow, which I actually didn't show, but you really should set that because it's cream. And then on the other side, obviously I'm going to take red. So white is going to be for the angel side, obviously, and then red for the devil side. Now I did wing my eyeshadow out, but you could do whatever style of eyeshadow you want, and I did take them on the lower lash line. Now I'm taking my Mehron paint, but again, you can use whatever you have in your collection that you think will work just as well. A white eyeliner, and I'm creating this line and a curve straight out from my lip, like the outer corner of my lip, and creating the angel wings. It's really not that hard. It doesn't have to be that precise. And then I don't know know why I'm switching back and forth like this, but then I go in with red paint and I do the devil horns on the other side. These are really easy to draw. They're just like a curve and then you fill them in. It's really not that complicated. I actually think that it would have been easier to go in with a shadow and not a cream paint like I did, but you use whatever you have in your collection, whatever is easier for you. Now I'm just drawing a squiggle line with an arrow at the end coming down from my eye and ending at my lip. Then I'm just drawing the little halo on the other eye just so that it completes the angel look. Now I'm taking that same white paint and the cream paint and I'm filling in half of my lips because I don't have a white lipstick. If you do, that's great. You can use that, but I definitely don't. And I also honestly take the red cream paint as well, just so that it matches the rest of the like drawing on the double side, so it's not like a different shade of red lipstick, you know. Now you can totally leave it at this, but I'm extra and I like to do extra stuff, so I'm creating these drips with the red paint. I'm using my Mehron red paint for this because it's just easier to do, and I'm also doing the white. So what you want to do is really saturate your brush with the paint and like with a lot of water so that it just like drips for you, so you don't have to draw the drips. Like the most realistic looking drips are the ones that are actually drips. So I just kind of let that happen, and then I also did some splatter with the red and splatter with the white so that it looks like kind of more messy. And I added some glitter to my lips, some silver glitter on the white side and some, I wish I had red glitter. It was more of like an orange glitter, which was annoying, but whatever, it is what it is. And this is the final angel double look. And there you have the 5 looks. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which one was your favorite down below. Also, let me know what you're going to dress as this year. I would love to know. I don't think we're doing anything this year, to be honest. We're probably staying home and just watching some scary movies because that's just what we do. My hubby's not a big Halloween lover, which is crazy because I am. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.